Hello, I'm Adrienne Hodge from the Dougherty Art Center, and this is Introduction to Graphite Pencils. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the differences between the H&B art pencils and the optimal way to use them. If you look closely at a set of graphite art pencils, you maybe noticed a series of numbers and letters printed on the side of them. The numbers maybe go from 1 to 4, perhaps up to 6 or 8, and the letters show a scale from H to B. So if the pencil has less graphite and more wax or polymer binder inside of it, then you're going to have a harder pencil. And so the H on the H pencil stands for hard, and that's your harder graphite. If the pencil has more graphite in it and less wax or binders, then the pencil will be darker and softer. So the B stands for black or bold. I like to think that the B stands for butter because it's the softer of the two pencils. So since the H pencils are so hard and the B pencils are so soft, the amount of pressure that we put on them is very important. Also, the way that you hold the pencil is very important to the kind of mark that you're going to make on the paper. If I start to draw this feather with an H pencil, and I hold my pencil perpendicular to the paper and press down very hard while holding it towards the front of the pencil, I'm going to end up with a line that's very difficult to erase. It's almost going to be as if I've made an indentation in the paper because I've used graphite that is so hard. But if I do the opposite of that and I hold the pencil parallel to the paper and I put very little pressure on it, then I'm going to end up with a line that's very easy to erase. So now I'm going to sketch this feather using a 5H, and I'm going to use very little pressure to just lay the groundwork for the sketch of the feather. So you maybe notice that it's a little hard to see my lines in that drawing because I've drawn them so light with so little pressure with an H pencil that it's difficult to see them on the video. But that's what I want when I'm laying the groundwork for a sketch, because I want to be able to erase any lines that are unwanted in the drawing. So you probably noticed I didn't use an eraser very much. Again, I drew very lightly without putting very much pressure on the pencil with the H pencil, and so I've got my sketch of the feather, but it's difficult to see. So now I'm going to go back in with my B pencils. I'm going to start to create some definition. So now my feather drawing is coming to life a little bit, but it's still just a basic under sketch, and I was using a 4B for that. Now I'm going to really start to push the shadows around the feather and the background of the feather using a tonal shading technique and the 4B and the 6B pencil so that they're nice and soft. So I'm going to use a continuous pressure around the area of the feather where I'm seeing the darkest shadows. Since it's a white feather, there's not a lot of detail on the feather itself. I'm mostly going to push the shadows in the background. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some detail to this feather using a combination of the H and B pencils. I'm going to use the H pencils for my lighter shadows that I see on the feather, and I'm going to use the B pencils for the darker shadows and maybe to add some sharp details. So that's it for Intro to Graphite Pencils. Thanks for watching, and you can find more from the Dougherty Art Center on this page.